some music now, too? Hello. Music? And we're live. 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, wait a minute. That's not supposed to be on. There, Jesus. Oh, that was almost tragic. But yeah, something. Check 1, 2, 3, check. And here we go, and ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again, the moment you've all been waiting for. Well, actually, maybe some of you have been waiting. Well, somebody's been waiting for this. Is anybody waiting for this moment? Oh, dear. Well, here he is, the man you want to like, but, you know, he makes it difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Gali. Whoops. I didn't know that was on. So you'll have to excuse me. I was just doing a little trimming there, put my electric razor away. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Thank you all for your replay viewers for popping in. Anybody on YouTube? Is there anybody on YouTube anymore? Everybody's on Periscope. Hello, Brian. And what do we got? We got Ray Carter. Ray Carter, stick around. There's going to be some craziness going on. I've got myself stuck in this studio here baking with a green screen. I've got a new camera angle I'm experimenting with today. We will be looking at my mess all from right above me. Did this once before, but I actually ran a wire for this one. And I'm not sure what happened, but then we get all these camera angles here. I got a camera closer up angle of my face here. I'm not sure why, because... And the hair is I'm dealing with the hair thing right now. Got a camera up here. We've got that one there. We've got that one there. And we've got that one up there. So, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to play some music. And is it time to get this show on the road, or what's the plan here? Oh, I got to do an original song first. That's right. Yeah. Now, I just knocked down my guitar stand, and we won't have anywhere to put the guitar, so we're just going to have to stick with the guitar today. I've got a guitar that's not plugged in. Now let's see if I get the right cable, because I've been having some cable issues. All right. take me home. All my memories flash before me as I go to my eternal home. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I got a few hearts popping up here. Where is everybody? It is Wednesday afternoon here in Southern California and quite muggy and sweaty and stuff. We're about a mile and a half from the ocean, even though it looks like it's right behind me. It's pretty humid here. We got some fires, wildfires going off around some of the area. We've got Camp Pendleton right up the road from us. About well, if you drive up the freeway, it's probably about a 30-minute drive up here. But the base is quite vast, and they do a lot of testing out there, which is I'm surprised they don't have more fires out there with all that testing. I'm just now turning on my looping computer. We've got that camera angle's a little closer. I did a more closer zoom there. We've still got the green screen back here. I've got the green screen. Got this tablet behind me that is now controlling a camera above my head. I didn't want to do it for a long time. I was resilient. I was doing wireless camera up there for a while, but I got tired because the batteries kept dying and the signal kept losing and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't want to run a wire up there, but I finally knuckled down, and I have a wire across there and a camera above me looking down at me. So we'll be able to see this angle here from above when we do that. So then when I do the making up songs and stuff, the improvisational stuff, we will be able to see the keyboard. The keys are right here in front of me. And I'm going to slightly move that thing into the view there a little bit. Got this desk here so I can actually slide the keyboard underneath the desk when I'm not using it. It's on a carpet, on a little piece of carpet under here. I really want to put rollers underneath this thing and a platform and roll it back and forth. But then I'm concerned that it might, when I'm playing it, it might decide to roll around. We'll see. So what's on the agenda for today? Oh my goodness, where'd my list go? My schedule. Oh, my schedule is on the other page. Intro music. We did the intro music, which was Adelaide. Can we pop a different angle here? Adelaide was the music intro, and I just did. What was that song I just did? I got to look at my content here, and Take Me Home. That's what that song was. I believe it was Take Me Home. And that was an original tune. And so next on the agenda, we're going to move along right here. Today we're not going to be so quite strapped for time. Hey, look, I got two hands here. Not going to be, I can slap myself in the face here. Okay, I'm an idiot. I apologize for that. Seriously. Let's get serious now. We're doing serious business. Live on the internet. Focus, dude. We're not so pressed for time today because we don't have a student. But remember, tomorrow I won't be here. Tomorrow I'm doing a live presentation for San Diego Inventors Forum, which will be 7 p.m. to probably about 9 something, 7 to 9-ish. And that'll be down at AMN Healthcare down the freeway here. That will be live on YouTube. So that will be interesting. Today we have a couple of things going on here in the studio. Oh, also news. I just went down today to the Encinitas Library here in Southern California. Encinitas is just between Carlsbad and San Diego. Went down there just a little while ago and met with my friend Sydney Wildsmith, who is having an art show. I'm going to pump up the volume here just a hair. Watch your ears. Hope I don't blow you up here. And Sydney has an art exhibit going on down there until, well, when is it? It's let's open up my Facebook page because he's on there. And I'm actually going to be performing live at his exhibit. Let's shut this off here and shut this on here and turn that on there. Click on that, click that, and click that off of there, and click that on there. And can I be anywhere there? Okay, turn that off there, click that off. Live, I will be playing for his showing on the 19th of August. So I will be broadcasting, hopefully, if the internet's good there, I'll be broadcasting live from the Encinitas Library starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday, August 19th. And I'll be playing a bunch of cover tunes, and Sydney might jump in because he's a musician also. And he might jump in and do a few songs. So that's what's on the news for right now. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Let's pop over here to my page where I have Sydney's thingy on my page. I posted it here just not too long ago. Or maybe I should just go to Sydney's page. La 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 la. Oh my God, look at all the junk I've posted. Holy moly. Let's go to Sydney's page. Man. He's not quite as crazy. And we'll just show you a screenshot of the thing here. Here's the screenshot desktop. Boom. Here we go. Let's zoom into this guy here. Wanderlust, exploring the miraculous. Sydney is quite an astonishing artist here. So we'll look at this right here. This is one of his paintings right here. It's huge. The thing takes up the whole wall, but that is just, look at that. That's amazing. And some of his other stuff is very creative, and he's got some three-dimensional stuff that I have no idea how he does it. Here's a shot of Sydney himself. Next to some of his artwork. Let's shift that around there. So I'll be playing for his exhibit on Sunday the 19th. So mark your calendars And we will be at the Encinitas. I will be at the Encinitas Library. And library. I got to say library. I hate when people say library. 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 And I'll be performing live there. So next on the agenda should be a cover tune, right? We're doing cover tunes. Cover tune is where's my schedule? So that's the news. Yep, we do a cover tune, an older cover tune. Sydney who? Sydney Wildsmith. Sydney Wildsmith. Did I just delete that? I just removed that. I need to leave the, actually you need to leave that page up there. Leave that page up there so that I can, boom, open it up and show it off at some time throughout the event here. Let's click on that. There we go. And yeah, so Sydney Wildsmith, amazing artist, lives right here in Encinitas, California. And yeah, the thing is, that painting is called The Holy Grail. His show is called Wanderlust, Exploring the Miraculous. Artist, naturalist. So the show's going from August 7th to September 17th at Encinitas Library. You can go look at it, his artwork right now. It's all up on the walls. I was there earlier, and we listened to a classical 4-piece instrumental for a little while and chatted and had lunch together. So on the 19th is 1 to 4 p.m. is when he's having the artist reception. So he'll be speaking, and maybe I'll have him. I plan on having him over here at the studio, and him and I do some stuff together sometime. So be prepared for that. And yeah, you can look him up at wildsmith.com, but be sure you get the address right. It's right there, wildsmith.com. I'll zoom in on that again. Down right there and down there, wildsmith.com. Don't forget the E at the end of wild. He gets all upset, and his first name's spelled wrong, S-I-D instead of S-Y-D. Crazy guy. Very, very, very nice guy. Very different, which is why I like him. Which is why we get along really well. But beautiful paintings. Some of the other stuff is quite random. It's not all, not quite all conventional, just landscape art. But some of his stuff is really quite amazing. So what is going to be a cover tune that we're going to do today? How about Wild Horses by Rolling Stones? Can we do that? Let me see if my looping pedal is working, because I turned on my computer a little late. All right, apologize for that. That was not planned. That was just, I figured, I was going to check out my looping program and see if it was working. And I got carried away. It happens. Did you see we just ran into that mountain? Is everybody okay? Wasn't paying attention. We just slammed into the side of a mountain. That was actually a stupid video back there. Is just I was playing around with Google Earth and capturing the frame as you can do it going across the surface, and so that's what that was. Look, we're going to run to another mountain if we don't change. Oh, now we go back to this video. All right, here we go. Rolling Stones, Wild Horses. Hope everybody's having a wonderful time out there. It looks like a little mellow day today, but maybe some people will pop in and show up. I'm not sure. Is that Sharon? Sharon just popped in. Thank you for coming, Sharon. Hello. Everybody say hi to Sharon. Yay! And Jane is here. Yay! And Jane gave me some super hearts. I love super hearts. The more super hearts I get, the better. So...
be crying. Let's do some living after we die. Wild horses
love that picture behind me right there. Close-up of some grass with dew on it. That was in Calgary, Canada is where I took that picture. And weird that I remember that. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful day out there. Thank you so much for all those hearts and the super hearts. I need those. You guys are talking about poor little sick dogs. Oh my goodness. Ty had a litter visit. Little ER visit yesterday. Oh my goodness. Bleeding disorder started. That's why I'm anemic. I hope Ty is your dog, right? I hope he's okay, right? Was that the eye infection? Thank you, Jane. Colonel Parkier, hello. How you doing, buddy? Or I should say, oui, monsieur. Greetings and salutations. Calgary Wild Rose Country. Oh, okay. So yeah, I went through Calgary, Alberta, Calgary, and then up to Edmonton. I had some friends I met on my motorcycle trip. I met them on the ferry going over to Newfoundland. They were on their motorcycle trip up to Newfoundland. Met them. They lived in Edmonton. They said, hey, when you get across here, if you decide to go up, because I was still considering whether I wanted to go up through the Alaskan Highway or not. They said, if you decide to go up there, give us a call. You can stay at our place. And I did. They were awesome. And I got to stay at their place in Edmonton for a couple of nights, and before I journeyed on up to the Alaskan Highway, which was just brutal. But I made it. So we do a show and tell now that we're talking about Alberta, Canada. I'm going to pull up my hard drive here. We're going to pull up the E drive. Have all my pictures on my E drive. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive. We're going to pull up the photos for 2002. And we're going to go, which would that be? Let's see, I started in July, so it'd probably still be in July. Let's zip on down the list. There's that. Oh, I was all the way up to, wow, I was still up in, nope, I hadn't made it up to Montana by then. So let's go to the August. I think, let's see, pop up here. There's no. There's the bike rally in Sturgis. Yep, I was there at the bike rally in Sturgis. Hold on a second. We're going to show some pictures here. There's Devil's Tower, Wyoming. I stayed there with my Aunt Frida in Hewlett, Wyoming. Now we're going to stop this right here, and we're going to go here. Hewlett, Wyoming. Devil's Tower. That's about 10 miles, about less than 10 miles from where my Aunt Frida lives. Whoa, bike rally stuff. Whoa, bike rally stuff. There's somebody climbing up the Devil's Tower. Yeah, so the bike rally goes all the way around from Sturgis, South Dakota, goes through Hewlett, makes a loop around through Hewlett. And my aunt puts up a bunch of bikers every year. There's people climbing on that crazy rock. I climbed up part of it, but not anywhere near all that stuff. I met these girls there. Okay, anyway, never mind. Yeah, people climb that thing. That's nuts. They climb up to the top of that thing. Anyway, we were going to look at Calgary and Edmonton. There was not much going on up there in that part of Canada. Let's see. Now we're in Montana. Oh, Yellowstone. And I'm going to start showing some of these if anybody wants to. And here's Glacier National Park, if anybody wants. By the time I actually got into Canada, it was getting dark. So I left Glacier National Park, took the highway up north, and it was nighttime when I actually got into Canada. And they held me at the border for quite some time because they were asking me questions like, what are you doing here? How much money you got? Do you think you can afford to come through Canada, eh? Because, we just can't have everybody coming through Canada, eh? Because there's things, and you got to be able to afford to stay here, eh? That's where from Montana. Montana, I've heard about Sturgis. Sturgis is actually in South Dakota, close to Rapid City, not far from Mount Rushmore. But here we are in Calgary, right outside of Calgary, Canada, eh? And it was early in the morning. I was still awake. I'd ridden all through the night, and sun was rising, and I got to meet some horses. They were very friendly horses. So a lot of wide open plains there outside of Calgary. More sunrise. The camera didn't get really good pictures of the horses because it was actually still fairly dark. So this was shutter speed open for a while to get some of these shots. But all right, enough of the horses. I didn't post this much stuff on my website, but the moon was going down, sun was coming up. Let's move on a little further here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And funny deer pictures. Silly deer. I was looking for the silly deer, but I couldn't find any silly deer like that. Here's some of the fields there outside of Calgary. Hey, look out for falling cars. Falling silly cars. There's the dewdrops. Love those pictures. And flowers. Yeah, it was interesting. I was a biker running around the country taking pictures of flowers. You've been to Saskatchewan. So have I, Sharon. Paints. I guess, yeah, those are paint horses. And these right here are slow elk. Those wild animals, they were really slow. Bunny rabbits. And there's my friend's dog in Edmonton. I can't remember the dog's name. But there's one of my friends that she and her husband rode all the way across Canada took a ferry over to Newfoundland. And I like this sign right here. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Don't be an ass, buy Esso gas. What's the gas prices there? 72.9 per gallon Canadian. No, wait, that's not right. It can't be right. That was 2002. So here we are going up. I think that was after Edmonton, so I'm heading up going up towards the Alaskan highway. Rumble strips. I really wanted to rumble. Oh, I met this girl. She was Japanese girl riding a motorcycle across Canada. Met her in, her name was Yukio. Yes. From New York. Riding all the way across Canada. And then I headed on up to Grand Prairie, I think it was. Grand Prairie, Canada, right where the Alaskan highway starts. Lots of pictures. And that's actually funny because my other screenshot over here has this picture on it right at this moment. So some beautiful country up there. And here we go. I stopped at a barbecue place, Tony Roma's, and the staff there at Tony Roma's was so nice. The guy up in the top center is the manager of Tony Roma's at the time. He let me stay at his house that night. They took care of me. They fed me. They gave me a bunch of alcohol, too. So he and I hung out all night talking and stuff, and it's just a wonderful crowd. So there we are. Tony Roma's in Grand Prairie, Canada, I think it was. So that's me on the right. I did not sing. Well, actually, I did at the manager's house. We sat down. I played the guitar and sang for a while. But today is $1.20 a liter. Oh, that's right. They sold it by liter. That's why the price is so different. I forgot that. But anyway, wonderful bunch of people. They got really silly. The manager had some issues with the general manager, so he had had a bad day, so he was glad and let everybody at the place party that night. And there's some reindeer. Found a field of reindeer, and on my way to Dawson Creek. That's right, went to Dawson Creek, the beginning of the Alaskan Highway, and we'll share more of that story another time. There are interesting stories from that trip up the Alaskan Highway. You know what? I will go a little further on this right here, because there was a moment where it was 1,532 kilometers or so to Fairbanks. All right. I fell off the motorcycle on the Alaskan Highway. It was an interesting story. So let's go up here to where the road was just horrendous. Parts of it were mud, parts of it were gravel. This is all on a motorcycle, by the way. And let's see if I can find the shot of there we go. Right there. Here's the Alaskan Highway that I was riding on a motorcycle. Dawson Creek, not to be confused by Dawson's Creek, the TV show. Sorry, taking a sip there. Yes, story time. So here's where the story gets funny. This road right here, if you can look down this highway, this is a lot of parts of the Alaskan Highway are constantly under construction because the weather is just terrible. Well, not terrible, but, it's so wet up there. But there's Haines Road. Okay, so right somewhere along here, before there's buffalo. Wild buffalo just wandering around on the highway. Look how big they are compared to that car right there. Now, these are special buffalo. These are special buffalo here. If you notice, these are the three-legged buffalo of Canada. They only have 3 legs. I have no idea how that picture happened. It was just a freak thing. It was a dirt and gravel road for part of the time, but let's go back up here to that road. Now, I'm riding down the road, right? Let's put myself in the picture. Let's get a picture of this. I'm on a motorcycle. I've got all kinds of gear. I've got a coat on. It's cold. It's wet. So zoom this out a little bit here better. And we'll go story time. Danny gets smaller. And we're going to put down here. And while we're talking about this road here, I'm riding down the road on my motorcycle. Got gear all on the back, all wrapped up because it's obviously wet, right? And dangerous on a bike, yeah. On a bike because you do a lot of sliding and slipping and stuff. So, but I was doing well, hanging there. Now, here's the part that gets weird, is there was a bolt that goes into the foot peg, a couple of bolts on the foot peg, and they had came loose. So as I'm riding along, I feel my foot on the right side drop. And just as I looked down, one of the bolts came out. The other one was loose, but it was still in there. But the other one fell out into the gravel. And that's gravel and mud there. But anyway, this wasn't in this exact spot. It was a little further down. And there was a drop off down to my right. So right there, where you see all that stuff, it was kind of a drop. So the bolt fell out, and I had tools and everything, so that's not a problem. But I grabbed the other bolt before it, fell out. I turned the bike around, and I went back, was looking for the bolt. As I was looking for the bolt, there's actually some solid pavement under the gravel in places. Some places there wasn't. So as I'm going back, looking real carefully, there's nobody there. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? As I'm looking, hold on, I gotta get, hold on. Excuse me. That always happens when I resize myself. So I'm looking for the bolt and looking down, and all of a sudden the front wheel of the motorcycle just dropped, just sunk in the gravel, and the whole motorcycle started sliding down the embankment. It was a long ways down too, but it was all gravel and just kind of a steep thing. The motorcycle went down. I rolled over the top of the handlebars as it went down. I rolled over and perfectly rolled onto my back, flat. Didn't hurt anything. I bumped my elbow a little bit. Didn't really hurt, but here's what was really funny is right at the time I was rolling, as I was rolling over, I saw out of the corner of my eye a huge RV coming up the road. So I'm thinking, oh, great, there's some people coming, and they're going to see me because they had to see the thing. The motorcycle just goes, and I roll over, and I'm right on the freaking side of the road, on the edge of the gravel where it drops down. I'm laying there, and it's raining, it's drizzly, it's wet, and I'm thinking, this is great. There's people. There's going to be people, and they're going to see me, and they're going to feel sorry for me, and they're going to stop, right? So I lay there for a second. And as I laid there, this RV, just about a foot away from me, just went and kept going. They just kept on going. Didn't slow down, didn't brake. They just kept going down this gravel, mud, dirt highway and left me there. So I sit up. As I'm laying there on the ground, they drive by. I sit up. I turn and look. And they just left. They just left. I could have been dead there. They didn't know. They just kept going. You gotta be kidding me. That's crazy. So anyway, I walked along. I actually found the bolt. Then I had to go down. I took the bolt. I went down, and I had both the bolts, and I took my tools. I mean, the bike was way down this ravine. You know, it's probably about 50 feet or more slid down to the bottom where there was, more level area. And I was able to pull the bike up a little bit and down in the middle there and put the bolts back into the side of the foot thing. It wasn't anything devastating or anything, but, still, you kind of need something to put your feet on. So I put the bolts in there, tightened it all up, put all my tools and stuff back. Then I was able to get the bike going up this crevice because, it was kind of like the gravel went down here and the hill went up here. So I'm in this crevice, and I had to go almost like a half a mile up the hill along inside this ravine thing to where I got to the top and was able to get back on the road. But it was a funny moment with that RV just went right by. Didn't even slow down. Some people, really? Yeah, some people. I just imagine it's like one of the Back to the Future movies where Marty McFly goes back to 1955, and he's walking along and he's trying to get someone's attention, and these people pull over, and the husband slows down, and the wife's like, "Don't stop, Harry! Don't stop!" And I'm imagining these people like that in the RV, and the husband's like, "Oh, I think we should stop and help this gentleman." And she's like, "No, it's a biker. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. We're going to die in Alaska." It's not easy going straight up a hill on a bike with a bike. No, there was no way I was going to go back up that thing with all that loose gravel. I had to find my way back out. I'm not sure. I could have been in a bad predicament if that hill wasn't the way it was. But yeah, nothing for miles and miles and miles, but this, just this, and construction all over the place. But it was an awesome trip. Oh my goodness, I gotta stop. Whoa, stop that. Tried to do a slideshow with that, but boy, that doesn't work too well. So I got to Haines Junction. It was drizzly and wet, and I stayed there for the night. Dreary, depressing place. Well, anywhere where it's cold like that just depresses me. I don't know. He'll kill he'll kill us. Keep going. Exactly. Does anybody seen that scene from Back to the Future? It just cracks me up every time. Don't stop, Harry. Keep going. Don't stop. Some people are so scared. And, at the same time, there's people that let me stay at their house. Didn't even know me. Like, sure, why don't you stay at my house tonight? Oh, okay. Hold on, let me get my axe out of the back of the motorcycle. You look like a nice guy. Let me stay there. There's a reason why I don't live anywhere right now, and I'm just on a motorcycle around the world. I like staying with strange people. Remember picking up hitchhikers? Yeah, my mom used to pick up hitchhikers. My dad would pick up hitchhikers. Oh, look. There is a thing. I didn't even think about this before. But check this out. There's a 3-legged buffalo again. I didn't even notice that before. There's a reason there's 3-legged buffalo in Alaska and an Alaskan highway. Let's go back to the 3-legged buffalo here. There's a 3-legged buffalo again. I don't understand that picture. It messes with my head. I can't handle it. It's like the buffalo standing there going, "No, son, stand this way. Look at the motorcycle menacingly, but turn your leg." I don't understand that picture. It just bugs me. The other buffalo had 4 legs, right? Yeah, okay. See, they got 4 legs. Really and truly, buffalo have 4 legs. Don't be surprised, people. So as people are driving cars and stuff, looking at the buffalo, that's one thing. But when you're on a motorcycle, you're vulnerable to a buffalo attack. I guess you could say I really got buffaloed. Yeah, wild buffalo, they're up there. Well, kind of like Yellowstone. They're just wandering around down the highway. So I got kind of close to some of them. They didn't seem to really care that I was there or not. So anyway, that's my storytelling for part of the Great American Adventure on the Alaskan Highway, Great Alaskan Highway. You know what I did on the way back? I was in this town, Haines Junction, on the way back. I actually got a hotel room right there. That's looking at my window of my hotel room because it was freezing wet and cold, and oh man, it was tough. But you know what these guys had? These guys had a nice hot shower. Whew, that was nice. But on the way back from Alaska, I'm riding my motorcycle back, and I hit Haines Junction here. I'm like, I don't want to go back down the Alaskan highway. Oh my God, it was brutal. And I met this guy, Andrew Deitcher. He was on a motorcycle, and he was at this gas station. He was like, "Hey, where you heading?" I'm like, "Everywhere." And he said, "You know what? I'm sick of this highway. I just booked myself on a ferry from Haines, Alaska to Washington." I'm like, "No way." He was like, "Here's the number." So I called that number, booked myself on that ferry to Bellingham, Washington from Haines, Alaska. And Andrew and I are still good friends today. That was in 2002, and we're still good friends today. Guy saved my life with that idea. Oh my God! And we'll talk about the trip on the ferry back sometime soon. So on that note, let's go to the schedule and see what am I supposed to be doing right now. I'm supposed to be playing music, right? Is that why we're here? We're here to play music. So next on the list, we did the cover tune. That was Wild Horses. I Like Gadgets. Do we need to go over I Like Gadgets? Because there was story time. I guess I mixed those up. We'll do Gadgets later. Do an original song. It should be next on the list. So I'm going to pull up on this little guy here, Danny Gali. For anybody that's just popped in, has anybody seen Bernadette? Where's she at? Is Bernadette here? They say a moose is 7 feet high. Did you see one? I saw some moose. I got chased by a moose. Luckily, I was on a motorcycle, but I got off my bike and went to take a picture of this moose and her calf. That's the ones you got to watch out for, the ones with a calf. And they're very fast. So I got off my bike and I went out in this field to get a picture of her, and she started coming after me. So I ran back to the bike and got out of there. Luckily, fortunately, I'm not stupid. I left the bike running. So I can just imagine getting on the bike and going, moose coming. 7 feet high. I almost ran into a bull moose. Those things are huge. It's in the middle of the night, coming around the corner, and I like to ride at night. I know, stupid. I come around this corner, and you can't see them. Their eyes don't glow like deer and stuff. Just this giant wall of animal in front of me as I came around this corner, and boom, there he was. And I had just a few seconds of thought, or fraction of a second, to go, I'm either going to hit him, I'm not sure if I can go around him, or I can just go, lay the bike down and slide under him. But I laid on the horn. He stopped just enough so I could just go around the front of him. And I swear to God, I feel his breath on me as I went past him. Scared the bejesus out of me. 7 feet tall? Yeah, I'm not sure, but it was a wall. It looked like a wall. It was just this big dark thing just clambering out on the highway like, hey, here's something you need to stop and see. But it does. It looks like a bunch of animals put into one animal. It's huge. Even the cow, that I saw, she was pretty big. But yeah, I did see a handful of those on the way. I'll show you pictures of the cow another, maybe tomorrow. I don't. Oh no, not tomorrow. I'm not here tomorrow. Right. Sorry. Anyway, original song. Let's see. What do we got here? Did I do "Don't Pinch Me"? Did I do "Gravity of Love"? Oh, let's go back to the list over here where it shows songs I've done and songs I haven't done. I Won't Go Home. Let's do that one. I'm going to go ahead and turn that one red now so I can remind myself that I did that song. Yeah, everything on the left, everything on the right, left of me there is all my songs. Those are all my songs, so we will gradually go through those. So, I Won't Go Home, or It's Cold Outside. Same thing. Let's roll the special effects now so that I can... You're gone tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I am doing the San Diego Inventors Forum. I'm live streaming from there. I won't be playing. I will just be live streaming their event and their meeting from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Can I play Breathe? You mean Let Me Breathe? I can do Let Me Breathe. Let me think about that one and do that one. Maybe I'll do that one later. It's called Let Me Breathe, my original. So yeah, tomorrow I'm not streaming live, so. Okay, Let Me Breathe. Let Me Breathe takes a lot out of me, so I'll do that one when I finish up with that one later. We're gonna do It's Cold Outside.
There's a draft in here. The winter grows through my bones, into my heart, down to my soul. It's cold outside. I won't go home. I gaze at the world and it don't seem the same as it did the day before the sun fell down. The truth is pain, and it hurts so bad, and I can't stay here no more. In this empty home, it's cold outside. I won't go home. It's cold outside. I won't go home. It's cold outside, and I won't go home. It's cold outside, and I won't go home.
Yeah, I won't go home. It's cold outside. Hey, look, there's the Alaskan Highway right behind me. The world famous Alaskan Highway, Alaska Highway, Dawson Creek, British Columbia. Dun, 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 dun. And there it goes. Go down that highway and you will freeze to death. Don't go that way, you'll die. Actually, I was, when I got to Fairbanks, Alaska, my motorcycle chain was about shot, and I stopped at this bike shop, and fortunately they had a chain, which was odd because as the guys went back there, they're like, all we have here is people come in for ATV stuff. Nobody has small bikes like yours, a street bike. Not very many of them in Alaska. He says, I'm shocked we actually had a chain that fit your bike. And so they did, and they actually gave me the chain for free because they were amazed by what I was doing and by what I'd already done. And I was considering going to Prudhoe Bay on motorcycle, but I was going to have to try to figure out how I can get gas along the way or carry extra gas because there were no gas stations for like a long ways. Some of them were like way apart. So as I was considering how I was going to get gas, one of the guys came out and said, dude, do not do it because the roads are so rough and the rocks that they made the roads, some of those roads out of, will destroy your tires. And so I was like, okay, well, if you're not familiar, Prudhoe Bay is actually as far north as you can go in Alaska. So let's pull up a map here and I'll show you. It was dun, 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 dun. Hey, and here we are, stop that, and we're in San Diego. Get out of San Diego, zoom out. We're gonna go way north to Alaska. We're going north, the rush is on. North to Alaska, we go north, the rush is on. Way up here in Fairbanks. Wait, where's Fairbanks? Where am I at here? Oh, duh. There's Fairbanks right there. Then there's this highway right there that goes north, all the way north. Zigzag, wiggly, messy, and big trucks make it up there. But oh my gosh, up here to Prudhoe Bay, to the north freaking part of the universe, or Alaska, where all this water is crazy there. And I thought the roads were bad at the Alaskan Highway. Well, they're actually not that bad in some of these places I looked at now, but in 2002 maybe. Let's see if I can drop this guy right here and get a street view. There we go. That's what I would have seen when I went up there. That's up there close to Prudhoe Bay, and that's what would have been riding on right there. Gotta love Google Street View. It's amazing that they have driven cars all over the freaking world. And at some point you can't even go up to this point anyway because there's a gate, and this is all owned and operated by oil companies. But all you can do is get here to the main town of Deadhorse, and beyond that you can't go any further anyway. But yeah, a guy talked me out of it. He said he had done it in a truck, and he said they had major problems just in a four-wheel drive truck. So some of the roads in between there and there are bad. He said, you thought the Alaskan Highway was bad. So yeah, there's some of these little spots going through mountains that it was in the middle of summer, but still would have been pretty tough. But I just, I was just like wanting to do all extremes that I could do on the trip, which, was, I went to the most eastern part of the continent by going to Newfoundland. Let's go across here. Hey, where am I at? Oh, no, not there. Newfoundland. St. John's, Newfoundland is the most eastern point of the continent. Right there. So I went there. I went to the southern tip of the Florida Keys, Key West. Went to the bottom tip of there. Key West. Went to the bottom tip of the Florida and Key West. I went to the bottom tip of Baja, California. So I hit pretty much as far as I could go. I went to Cabo San Lucas on a motorcycle and then back up. Your friend lives there in Newfoundland. Awesome. Actually, what was really funny is I started from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I got in the local paper because of the trip I was going to do, and a guy that was from Fredericksburg. Where is it? Oh, Jesus. There's Falmouth. Oh, up here further? No. There's Woodbridge. Go down. Richmond. Fredericksburg. Where's Fredericksburg? It's right there on the freaking map. Come on. There's Fredericksburg right there. Yeah, Falmouth. So I started in Fredericksburg, and I got in the local paper there, and a guy that used to live in Fredericksburg actually still got the local paper delivered to his home in St. John's, Newfoundland. And he said, hey, when you get up here, he sent me an email and his number. He said, when you get up here, call me, and you can come stay with us. So I did, and he let me stay at his house when I got to Newfoundland. So that was pretty awesome. Loved Cabo. I loved Cabo to a certain point. Dry, desolate, barren area around Cabo. If you're just there sightseeing and at a resort or something, that's great. But I actually met a guy named Ed Ives. See, I met another person. Met Ed Ives while where was I? I came down here on my motorcycle to one of these little shops, one of these little restaurants. This has changed quite a bit since I was there. There's this whole resort there now that wasn't there before. Where is that place I went to? Actually, I think it was right in here, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's still there. Tabasco Beach. That's funny. I'd pulled up at this little diner shack thing right there, pulled my motorcycle up right over in here and was parked next to this place. And I went out on their deck and was eating some tacos and stuff. And this guy came up and started talking to me. His name was Ed Ives. And Ed and I became really good friends, and he let me stay at his house for a few nights. And then he introduced me to another friend of his, Brian Bear, who lived up the coast in Todos Santos. And I went up there and stayed at Brian's house for a few nights. And what was really cool about Ed is Ed was this really tall guy, in amazing physical shape. And he was in the 1984 Olympics for rowing, and they won the silver medal. And I'm still good friends with Ed to this day. He was down there selling timeshares. Brian Bear up the coast in Todos Santos owned Hotel Todos Santos, and it was a nice place. I didn't stay there. I stayed at his house, which was right on the beach, and it was awesome. But right around Cabo, if you're not in town, it is just dry and barren everywhere you go. And then up the coast of Baja, up through Baja. So we went up the coast here to. Ed actually drove up while I followed him on the motorcycle to Todos Santos, and we hung out with Brian for the night, had dinner and stuff, and Ed drove back home and left me there with Brian. But the beaches are awesome, yeah. The beaches are awesome. Then riding the motorcycle up through Baja was just, there's parts of Baja that are just brutal. I mean, just so dry and barren that even normal cactus doesn't live there. If you go to my website and go galixy.net, Galixy, and you go to that, to my webpage, my Great American Adventure, you can see that there's pictures there that are just brutal. And almost ran out of gas up the highway through there. Almost ran out of gas. I passed a town, and I'm like, I'm sure there's a gas station coming up somewhere. And all the way up Baja, about halfway up, and there's nothing. There was a town there that was just kind of like a ghost town, and the gas station was all closed. And I passed this guy selling gas out of the back of a van. So he had barrels of gas in the back of his van, and he was selling gas out of the back of his van. And I'm like, you know what? I am not buying gas out of a guy in the back of a van. And I rode up the highway a little bit further, and I stopped and asked these people in this little bitty dinky store. This lady was cutting hair, and there was a couple of kids there. And I asked them, I said, gasoline, petrol, and they're like, no bueno, no good. So I'm like, and she told me that something like 50 miles up the highway. I'm like, okay, I can't make that. So I went back and I bought gas out of the back of a van. And it was okay. I was afraid that the gas was going to be crap. So as the guy was about to put it in the thing, you know, he's got the funnel, he's got the garden hose, he's siphoning from this tank and pumping, and he's got the garden hose. Uno momento. And he's like, what? And I grabbed the hose and I'm like, okay. So I smelled the gas to make sure it was actually gasoline. He started laughing and started pumping it. So that was one of my stories there. All right, so what's next on the agenda? They did. We'll go home again. That song, I Won't Go Home, It's Cold Outside, is one of my favorite compositions and my favorite recordings. If you go to bandcamp.com, Danny Gali, you can you can buy and download that, and it is, it's one of my favorites. So check that out. Let's see if my name's. Wow, where'd my name go? It's supposed to be bandcamp.com. Anyway, go to bandcamp.com. I don't know why it's not showing up here. And you can find my music, download it. Search for artist Danny Gali. Why am I not showing up there? Let's go here. Now I got the shortcut. Bandcamp.com. Yep, but here's the full address. You go there. DannyGally.bandcamp.com. And Works in Progress, that song is on there. All the vocals, all the instruments are all me on both of those albums, actually. There's 2 albums on there. And I plan on posting some more as soon as I got some time, but like I said, a little busy. What's on the next on the agenda? What's on the schedule? Stick with the schedule, you loser. I like gadgets. Well, I could say I like this gadget that's above me. There's a piece of it here. This stuff is super cheap. Amazingly, I mean, if you go to Amazon and you want to look up anything, you want to buy anything, stuff, little nitpicks and stuff and cables and things are all so freaking cheap. It's amazing. So here's one of the things that I bought that I use occasionally. Got this little clip here. Very simple. Let's go to this camera angle over here. This little clip right here, very simple, has a tripod mount under it, and it's really handy for clipping onto a cell phone. And then my cell phone can mount on a tripod, and that way when I'm at the country club, I can just stick this on a tripod right in front of me and have it doing my stream right from there. I have another gadget that's going to plug into the mic, into the headphone out jack, actually the phone, which actually also has a microphone input if you have the right kind of jack. So your headphone jack on your phone will act as a microphone input and a headphone output in the same place. So these things are super handy. But what I also have, and what I also purchased, and you can't see, is there any one of these camera angles that shows that, is, let's see, this one you can see the wire way up there. That's the new wire I ran. Right up there going down. But there's a clamp, there's a mount, let's see. Can you see it from the other camera angle? I'm not sure. Nope, none of my camera angles actually show the mount, but there's a mounting hardware that goes to this guy here, and this is also like a tripod mount right here on the top of that where my cameras mount, and on the bottom here there's a shaft that screws into there that goes out, and then there's a mount for the wall, and I've got one on this wall, I've got one on this wall, and I've got one on the ceiling above me. Let's see. And here's another gadget that's kind of cool. And I like gadgets, and all this tech stuff here that I've got in my studio is just those little insignificant pieces of hardware and gear are so freaking cheap. It's just shocking. And let me make sure that I'm on the right Wi-Fi here on my phone, because I can turn my phone into a web camera, and that's gonna show you. And then I'm gonna pan around the room. Man toys, man toys for your man cave. This is not a man cave, by the way. This is a studio. This is a functional studio. I make things. I do stuff here. I have a projector on the wall, but I don't use it anymore. I'm gonna take it and play around with it in the backyard. But let's see if I can hit this. Push that, push that. Now, the only problem with this guy is it sucks up the Wi-Fi, and somebody upstairs is going to go, "Ah, you broke the Wi-Fi." So let's go to NDI. NDI is new tech. And what they've done is they've done an amazing thing with connecting stuff. Now I got to make sure the audio doesn't come on with that. So... I don't know, it makes audio. Okay, so here we go. Now we're remote with my cell phone. So this camera actually over here is on a boom that I also use for microphones. I got one and I needed another one, but now I use it for that camera. And so that's what I use for my microphone there. But here's the bracket that's on the wall behind that one. You can see it just 3 screws right to the wall. And then on the ceiling above me, right there. And then in the corner over there, can I zoom in over there? See, and that's my Sony camera on the wall over there. So there you see the bracket right behind there, and it goes up to that thing. And that thing was only like $7 for that bracket. Now I bought one for there, one for there, one for the ceiling, and there's actually also one that is being used that I have for my speaker. I mounted one of those things on my speaker when I go out, and sometimes I'll mount a camera up on my speaker out of the corner from me, looking down at me. You have which camera? The Sony? Because there's so many different types. Both of these Sony cameras I have here is this one here. This is a Sony Handycam that takes a memory card. The other one on the wall is almost identical to it, but it has a hard drive built in. And both of them have amazing quality. And I got mine quite a few years ago. Marina actually had this one stuffed in a shelf somewhere that she never used, so I borrowed it. And it's really awesome to have two almost identical cameras because the picture quality is I don't have to change anything. They both do really good quality going into the computer. And then this one is a cheap sports camera for my main camera, which the video quality of it is actually pretty good considering that it was a $25 camera. Actually, the cheapest camera on my setup is probably my best, most used camera. The reason I use that one for my main camera is because these Sony cameras, even with the wide-angle lens, because what do I do with it? I have a wide-angle. Oh, here it is. This wide-angle lens here goes on the camera. So even with the wide-angle lens here, I cannot. It zooms out a little bit, but all the corners around the center area are kind of blurred. But when I put one of those cameras right in front of me here, it's too close. And I want, people are like, I can't see the guitar. They want to see the guitar. So I put this sports camera up here that actually has a wide angle lens already built in, so you get a wider view. So it's handier for my main camera right in the front. Sony 60X optical zoom. Yeah, the optical zoom on these Sony cameras are pretty freaking amazing. Let me see if this one zoomed out. Yeah, this one's zoomed out all the way, even though it's close up. So that's why, as you see, I'm using the sports camera in the front. This one's zoomed out all the way. So if I go in all the way, yeah, pretty freaking amazing. And I have the digital zoom turned off on that because what happens is once you go past the optical zoom, you go to the digital zoom and it's just kind of faking everything, and you can't get good quality. Somebody said, "What's up, Danny G?" Who is that? Bruno. Bruno finally came in green. Well, kind of pale green. I'm sorry, Bruno, you're kind of pukey green. What is up with that? Why did they give you a puke green color? Oh, wait. Let's call that, what is that? Chartreuse. Yes, chartreuse. We'll call that chartreuse. Bruno is chartreuse today. How you doing, Bruno? Glad to see you. Grave digger. He's the grave digger. Yeah. Sharon, I guess that's almost chartreuse, too. Let's see. You're more of an olive, pale. Bruno's more of a pale olive green. That's fine. You're fine. At least you're not pink. There's nothing wrong with pink. So what's on the next on the agenda? Let's try something. I'm going to show a video clip because it is so freaking hot in here, and I'm going to open the door and take a step outside. So let's show a video. No. Set Before the King. We'll do that one again. Everybody's tired of that one, I'm sure, but it works. I'm not showing up here. Sharon, you're there. Trust me, you're there. Don't sweat it. Hey, Bruno, you like my, I'm not going to call this a ninja tail. This is a Jedi. This is a Jedi tail. I can't call it a man bun. But my hair it's not long enough to pull everything back in a ponytail. But it's long enough for this little bitty thing to do in a ponytail or in a tail just to get the hair out of my face and keeps it kind of cool. All right, we're going to show this Set Before the King. This is my band in Tucson. Was my band in Tucson. I got to dig through all my stuff, find all my videos, because there's lots of videos to share of all kinds of stuff. Samurai, there you go. I am samurai. I wear my hair samurai style. You know laugh at me. I said, cut your head off. Now I go to play video. Going to play video for you while I go get my sword. Still not there. Went on and back in. Sharon, you're good. You're there. Trust me, you're there. Everything's there. We're going to play this video, Set Before the King, because it's nice and you like it. And that's an order. I'm a bonehead.
We're going to play one of those songs right now called Set Before the King.
Sixpence and a pocket full of rice. 4 and 20 blackbirds baked into a pie. When the pie was open, birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dandy? Set before the king. Thanks, guys. Was that your allowance money? At the round table with Sir Lancelot, tried to run away with Guinevere, but I got caught. Heard Arthur shouting to his guards, off with his head. So they served me on a silver platter, set before the king. Yeah, set before the king. Trip to Memphis, but I was so disappointed because I couldn't find Elvis's ghost, just a fat man sitting in a rocking chair singing all throughout Graceland. And I could not turn away, you know, I just had to listen. Set before the king. Yeah, set before the king.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That song had nursery rhymes in it, Elvis and decapitation. How can you go wrong with that? Did you like it? Yeah. Though that's why I wrote it.
All right, that was Galixy, a band in Tucson back in 2008. LOL, Elvis. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Elvis decapitation, yeah, because the song, you listen to the words, it's kind of, anyway, silly. Anyway, so yeah, that was me. Had short hair. I'm considering getting it cut short again. Let me zoom in a little bit here. No. I'm not wearing my fancy blue shirt because when the weather starts getting warm, does everybody have the same thing when you go into your closet and you're like looking for something wearing, like, no, that's too hot, that's too hot, that's too hot, that's too hot, that's too hot. So you wear something completely stupid, ugly or whatever, just because it's not as hot. Today, man, it is sweaty in here. Oh my gosh, we got so much humidity here. It's not that hot here, but my room is baking because I've got 4 computers running. 1, 2, 3, 4 computers, 2 tablets, lights. The lights actually aren't generating very much heat because they're all LED. So I've actually put my hands around them and stuff to see that they're not generating a lot of heat. But everything else these computers do, cooking. And so next on the list of things to do is we're going to pull up a new cover tune out of a list of songs that I have put on my phone, made a memo, made notes of let's add this song to my list. And then I try to play a song with no rehearsal, no practice, no nothing. Just going to pull up the chords and I'm going to try to play it and see if I can do it. Which is really kind of stupid because some of these songs I've listened to, haven't heard them for years and stuff, and then you pull it up and I like go through it and I'm realizing I don't even know how the chorus goes. But I'm going to try it. And one I put on my list just the other day was Seals and Croft, Get Closer. So I'm going to pull up and Google. We're going to do some Googling here. We're going to type chords. Get Closer, is that really the name of the song? Get Closer, Seals and Crofts. Get Closer, chords, Seals and Crofts. And then we just click on the top one and see how it goes. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. And now we're going to try to fudge it. What do you think? Think I can do this? Let's shrinky dinky. Let's go to a little shrinky dinky. Slide me over here, slide me over here, slide me over here, slide me over there. Slide this guy over there. And we'll try to work on it. What do you think? Is everybody good with this? Let me get the guitar. We're gonna see if I can do. And again, I don't remember how the chorus goes. Oh wait, the chorus is the main melody. And I don't think okay, it's maybe the verses I'm not going to be able to get. Closer to you. There you go. Closer to me, darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me, darling, if you want me to love only you, then love only me, darling, if you want me to see only you, then see only me. This line I can't cross over. It's no good for me, and it's no good for you. And there's where I get lost. See, I have to listen to that song a little bit more. So let's pick another song, because that one. Let's see. I don't know if this little gimmick here is going to work too good, because I feel really self-conscious about doing these songs without going through them a little bit. But somebody suggested, hey, you know what? You ought to try this. How about Forever in Blue Jeans, Neil Diamond? Hooked on a Feeling. Ooh, hooked on a feeling. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. We did Spirit in the Sky. Going on up to Spirit in the Sky. Let It Rain, Let's Stay Together, City of New Orleans. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this. How about Let Her In by Hootie and the Blowfish? Let's try that one. Transfer chords. The chord is too low. Transpose the chords. No, I don't think it's too low. Take Me Home, Country Roads. That one's actually on my list. Almost Heaven. That was one of the first songs I ever actually learned. I had the... What am I trying to think of? Let me get rid of this thing here. It's bugging me there. I actually had the sheet music that a friend of my dad's gave me to Country Roads. This thing's still on. I don't like that. I really love doing harmony vocals. So let's look up chords. Hootie and the Blowfish, Let Her In. Oh, wait. Let Her Cry. Let her cry. That's it, Let Her Cry. What was I thinking? She sits alone by the lamppost, trying to find a thought that just came to mind. She says there's the one I love the most. This night's not far behind. She never lets me in, only tells me where she's been when she's had too much to drink. I say I don't care, run my fingers through her hair, pray to God to fly away and let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain, let her in. If it eases all the pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her in, let her in. Scroll. This morning I woke up alone, found a note standing by the phone saying, maybe I'll be back someday. I wanted to look for you, you walked in, I didn't know just what I should do, so I sat back down and had a beer and felt sorry for myself and let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing. If it eases all the pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her in, let her be.
Last night I tried to leave, cried so much I cannot believe she was the same girl I fell in love with long ago. She went in the back to get high. I sat down on my couch and cried, yelling, oh Lord, please help me. Won't you hold my hand and let her cry? If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing. If it eases all the pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her rain, let her rain, let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing. If it eases all the pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Shut up. You people aren't even real. These people are real. All right, so I hope that came out okay. That wasn't too bad, I guess. Wasn't as bad as a train wreck as the other one. Whew, that was terrible. So what's everybody saying out here? Angels of Song. Angels of Song. Let's see. Brian came back in. Angels of Song joined. Welcome. Thank you for sharing. Composes himself. Yeah, Sharon. Thank you for all that shout out there. Nice to meet you, Angels of Song. Carla. Hello, Carla. I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, wonderful morning, wherever you are on the planet. Pretty good, Daniel. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you. And now it's time for that new thing I'm doing. Also a new thing is, can we just go back to the main camera? That is not the main camera, you moron. I pushed the button for the main camera. Oh, now I got to fix this. Hold on, everybody. Ready, set. Whoa, how's that? Back to normal. Zoom in. There we go. Back to normal. And that new thing that we do is spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Is the wheel here? Where's the wheel? Oh, I don't have the wheel. Oh, no, God, I lost the wheel. There's the wheel. We spin the wheel. Everybody gives me a random number from 1 to 12. Otherwise, I spin this wheel. And I pick out numbers. Pick out letters. So we do a random thing. Everybody needs to give me a random number between 1 and 12. And I'm going to take the first four numbers, and I'm going to randomize those. We got a number 2. Yay. We're going to randomize those. And then we're going to take the first 4 notes, and we're going to make a song out of those first 4 notes. And let's hope it works out. Can I shift myself over here? I can shift myself. Can I shift my pants? Look, I shift my pants. Everybody just, oh, that's just wrong. Let's not do that anymore. I'm not gonna talk anymore. You guys just do your thing. Okay, we got, wow, that was quick. 2, 8, 7, 7. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over here to this screen here. Get out of the way there, dumbass. I mean, Danny. Woo. I'm a little hard on myself. Ooh, tough crowd today, huh? Ooh. All right, so I'm going to right-click on this guy, and we're going to do randomize range. This is all 12 notes of the musical scale, and we're going to, boom, that randomize everything. So now the first note is a number 2, which is a C-sharp. I'm going to go with D-flat because I don't like C-sharp. Can I have a piano, please? Daryl, can you turn the piano on now? Thank you. So the first note is a, what was it? Number 2, which is a, we're just going to go, can we highlight those? I'll highlight those. Yellow. No, not that's, oh, that's just really dumb. Idiot. I'm an idiot. Yes, yellow, highlight that. And number 8 is a B. We're going to yellow that. And number 7 is an A. So we got D flat, A, and B. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to move my guitar because I need to focus here. Now everybody be very patient here. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can do this. Yesterday wasn't quite so bad. Yesterday was actually kind of funny because it came out the same melody as Teenage Wasteland by The Who. Was the notes. It was really kind of funny. What was that one? And that was the 2 notes, but of course it was so we got D. Today we got, okay, let's focus. D flat. So let's zoom, let's get this angle here. We'll see the D, D flat, C sharp, then the A, I saw that you had shared. Thanks, Ron. LOL. D flat. Yeah, I don't like C sharp. Freaking C sharp. So I'm not going to do the C sharp. I'm going to do D flat instead. So there's our B, A, D flat.
make me feel, and I feel when the words go, the way the notes fall, they make me feel, and I feel when the words go, the way the notes fall, they make me feel.
That was actually hard not to, trying not to think of Prince, Purple Rain, when the music was playing though. Kind of similar chord progressions there, but there was the four notes that I used. So that's our song that we made up today. And let's see, what else can we do? Well, that is the improvising off four notes that people randomly give me. So you gave me numbers. I put them through the hingamajigger here, the thingamajig. Let's reset that back to A through G, and then the randomized thing, and then we use those four notes. So that was it. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Now let me make up something else. Thank you so much, Angels of Song, Carla. Yes, Carla. Be sure to come back. I am off tomorrow. I'm usually here every weekday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And Sundays, noon Pacific time, from noon till 3. Why does this picture keep popping up the same thing over and over again? Is my slideshow settings screwy or what? Bum, bum, bum. It keeps going through the same pictures. I don't know why. But anyway... let's see. It is, it's 7:21. We went way over time. So let's just make up something totally new. I'm going to stop the scrolling things. Let's go to this view right here. And I'm just going to hit a drum beat. Make up a drum beat. I got to reset this thing first. Reset this guy here. So if you can't see here, here's I like to show this off, but this is my secondary computer is this screen here, turned upside down. Actually, the monitor is turned upside down. I took all the guts out. I took the frame out of the monitor. All the guts are kind of piled in behind this monitor over here. And it's turned upside down and facing upward just behind this other monitor. And what that is I've got a secondary computer just only using for the looping program, and that is called Mobius. It's a program called Mobius. It's a looping program, and I've got it tied in through this MIDI controller here, so I can adjust all the tracks with faders on here. Cheap controller. This thing's like $45 on Amazon, and awesome. You can't buy all the knobs and buttons on this thing for that much, just alone. I got a foot controller down here. Can you see it? You can't really see it. It's an odd color. But anyway, it's right here. There's a foot switch here with 10 buttons that I made myself out of a Logitech game controller. And so I've got my own looping station here ready. So I hit that and I reset all those. Just hit a drum beat here. We got a drum beat going. And that's track 1. Now I'll add a guitar. pace over here. Add a pace. And some strings. Then we can play around with that. Gets a little too loud. crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, you manage to crawl. You manage to crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, you manage to crawl. And we manage to crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, we manage to crawl. And we manage to crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, we manage to crawl. And we manage to crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, we manage to crawl. Manage to crawl. Even though the weight is on your shoulders, manage to crawl. So, all right, let me read the chats here. I apologize for the loving the background graphics. Thank you. I did all the background graphics myself. All the photography and everything back here is mine. Over years and years of playing around. This actually, the graphics for the space shots are used. I used a program called Celestia that allows you to move around in space freely and record things, so that's helpful for doing space shots. Some of the other CGI stuff I've experimented with myself. Whoa, look out, I almost got hit by Uranus. I mean, Neptune. That could have went bad quickly. So let me pay attention to what's going on with the chat here. I apologize, I haven't been paying attention. I've been, I don't know, playing music. Extravagant setup. It is quite an extravagant setup, but very minimally produced, as these are all just cheap lights. The lighting here is from, just Home Depot, just cheap, I don't know, $7 light fixtures with LED lights in them. Green screen was pretty expensive, $35 for this whole screen that covers the back of it here. All the other stuff has been pieced together over years because as a working musician for quite a few years, I've accumulated instruments and stuff. And everything I've done in here for this studio setup here is mostly repurposed, reused things. So I have a tablet over here that I'm using as a camera input for a webcam, because if you put too many webcams into one computer, it overloads it. Too much processor. And webcams themselves, USB webcams, take up a lot of resources. So what I have is I have two HDMI input devices, and I've only got two video inputs going in my computer, where I use the main camera here going through one, but I have a quad switcher, a four-way quad switcher, HDMI switcher, just basically the thing you'd buy for your TV in your living room. So you can have a DVD player, and you can have a game controller, you can have other inputs going into one input on the TV. So that's basically all I got there, is just a 4-input thing, and I split it up on the computer. So then I've got this camera over here. Let's go ahead and kill this automatic thing here. I got this camera right here, is a Logitech C. Get out of the way, you moron. That's a C920 webcam. That's actually going across the room to a laptop on the other side of the room that's running, and that's feeding into that quad switcher. Very conglomerated, wires everywhere. This thing's a cheap microphone stand. You can get it at home off Amazon. That camera over there is on a cheap stand. Oh my gosh, wires. And I cannot keep from getting my wires tangled up in my guitar stand. So anyway, yeah, so this is all the mess I've got here. That's the quad switcher back there that's got 4 lines going in. I got a tablet here that I use for laugh tracks and applause. So I got those going into my main mixer. So the tablet I already had because, well, I'd bought 4 tablets. One for me, one for Marina, one for each of the kids. So those are just Samsung Galaxy tablets. They got themselves iPads from their grandparents, and so now I've got extra tablets. This guy, I think I explained that. That is a USB MIDI controller. Nice guitar collection. These guitars, the one on the far left is a Talman Ibanez acoustic electric. It was given to me by a friend because after I had a bad motorcycle wreck, I couldn't play guitar, so he gave me that one, and he gave me this Yamaha electric acoustic here because my hand, I couldn't play the guitar very well. This guitar I bought like years and years ago. It kind of sounds like crap, but it's not too bad. It's a Memphis Les Paul copy. This one is a Schecter that Marina gave me a few years ago. And the main guitar is the Taylor, which is awesome. This guitar Marina got me for my birthday a few years ago. It did not have a pickup in it because she did the research and found that the pickups for the Taylor guitars are not as good as a pickup that you can actually install yourself, which I did. So I bought a Fishman pickup and installed that in my guitar there. There's a few more guitars. There's a bass guitar on the wall over here, a cheap $60 one that I got years and years ago. As I mentioned before, the 2 high-definition cameras are Sony Handycams, and those I already had, so I just plugged them into the computer through the import device. So a video capture device is what I'm talking about there. Nice friends and family. Yeah, my friend actually, the guy that gave me those 2 guitars, he did recording for Nickelodeon. He was did studio work for Nickelodeon, and he was selling a car. So after I had my motorcycle wreck and I needed another car because I couldn't get in and out of my other car because it was too low to the ground, so I had to get another car, and I just found that one on Craigslist and called him up, and after we talked, we got to be pretty good friends. His name is Chris Abrahams, and while we were talking, I told him, about my motorcycle wreck, my wrist, and, he said, hey, well, come in here. And he had guitars all in his house, and he's like, here, check this one out. Try this one, and I'm like, okay. So as I bought the car, he also gave me 2 guitars threw in with the car. So anyway, that helped me out, and this Yamaha thin body acoustic, I was actually able to play and started playing out live again with that one. So yeah, I got lucky with that. Let's see, what else can I show off here? The looping program is running right now. We'll go ahead and show you that guy. Let me take the green. There's actually green screen effect still on here, so let's pop that off. Now you can see green. So that, if you can see, here's the first track is the drums. Second track is a guitar. Third track, we'll bring it right in there. This in there. And fourth track, fifth track, sixth track. And I got up to 9 tracks I can use and overlap on that. And that's just fun to play with. The software here is called vMix. It is amazing. That's probably the biggest, well, it is probably the biggest thing in here other than my guitar. We'll do a desktop capture here and put it over here. That's the software, and that's where all the magic is happening. Hey, look at this camera's wobbly. So what's on this side over here is the outgoing. And yeah, it's just amazing software. That cost me quite a bit, $350. So if you want to do some live streaming, I highly recommend vMix, VMIX, to check that out. And if you consider buying it, let me know. Because I have a friend that is the United States distributor, and you get it for the same price as you can get it from the company, but he gets a little kickback. So I don't get anything out of it. So I just would like, I would like people to use the software. It's amazing. The universe looks after us if we live a holy life. Well, or positive mental attitude. At the time that I met Chris, and I was looking for a car, I was still partially in a wheelchair and had a cane, and because I'd fractured my pelvis and my right leg and it was all screwed up, and my left hand was all screwed up still. So it took me a while, and I was like hobbling around. He was hesitant in selling the car because it has major blind spots, but it is an awesome car, and I still have it since 2006. It's a 2000, but it was almost new when he sold it to me. I mean, it was in such good shape. So anything else anybody has any questions about? Let's see. It's kind of a hodgepodge. It is a combination of a lot of different things. The keyboard here is a Yamaha electric piano that is going through a MIDI controller, a MIDI splitter, and I've got software here going to a Korg keyboard on the other side of the room, which is, let's go ahead and bring up the studio behind me. There's the studio behind me. Look, I'm sweating. Wow. There's the studio behind me. The Korg is the one on top over there. And it's a Korg 01 FW and has amazing sounds. Use the software over here and just you access different instruments. It's got combination patches that will just blow me away. I mean, I'm still baffled by it. Replays up, I'll show my son who runs a studio. Yeah, feel free to check out my replays. Also on YouTube, a lot of the videos are on YouTube, a little higher quality because Periscope, sometimes the quality gets diminished by the bandwidth and stuff. But YouTube's got high definition videos up there. If you just look me up on YouTube, where is the this one right here is awesome. And like I said, that's going through my Korg on the other side of the room. So anyway, that's I like to play around with that. It's the keyboard can be all programmed for different areas of the keyboard. Like obviously this one, you do timpani drums on this part of the keyboard. You can hit this one, and then the harder you hit this one, it does different effects. And then the higher C up here has the applause. Blue Skies. Brian asked that you play Blue Skies for me. Okay, I'll play Blue Skies. Do you want me to play the recorded version? Because if you go to my Bandcamp page, you can get the recorded version. It's really nice. Boom, copy. But I will play it. I will play the song for you. 1 second. This song I wrote after my motorcycle wreck, and I was in a bad way. And then I started working for a retirement center in La Jolla, and so many elderly people with, aches and pains and stuff, and it prompted me to write this song called Blue Skies. And also a little hint, the blue skies, the term blue skies comes from skydiving days. Sun came out today, and it called us out to play. And the wind blows chill, only for a moment, then everything stood still. Breathe in sunshine, walk without the pain. Breathe in life like we're standing above the clouds, blue skies without the rain. Someone told us to sit still, because from here on out it's all downhill. But what they should have said, but they didn't say, was to live in the moment and to seize the day. And breathe in sunshine, walk without the pain. Breathe a little easier in life, like we're standing above the clouds, blue skies without the rain. We're standing above the clouds, I feel the sun again. Listen to the words I say, but you can choose not to believe me, or you can save it for a rainy day. But please just don't deceive me. You can illuminate the world outside and teach them all how to shine, or you can crawl into a hole and die deep inside.
Well, all the times that I tried, and all the times that I lied, and all the love that has died from all the pain that I hide. Take it all in stride, put it all aside. Take a step outside with arms open wide and breathe in sunshine. Walk again without the pain. Breathe a little easier in life, like we're standing above the clouds. Blue skies without the rain. Standing above the clouds, I feel the sun again. Standing above the clouds, I feel the sun again. calling me home. Standing above the clouds, 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 calling me home. Calling me home. Calling me home. Standing above the clouds, 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 calling me home.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all that fake applause. You people are wonderful. All you people are fantastic. All you people in this room, all you people look like stucco. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, turn off the reverb. What do you think this is? A big room or something? It's a concert hall. It's a concert hall. Green. What happened to my... Oh, I turned off the green screen on there. Yeah. Anyway, you are so welcome, and that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much, Bruno. What is that? What was that comment about felt like giving up? What is that? What is that? What was that? Sorry to hear. Music is inspirational. I've had 2 knee replaced. Oh. And nothing but pain every day, all day, often. Yeah, trust me. I know the feeling. Not that I really know the feeling, but I'm going to have a knee replaced. I'm going to have a knee replaced one of these days. My right knee, when I had my motorcycle wreck, my right knee got torn up. I had torn ACL in there and damage on the kneecap. I have fractured pelvis, and yeah, it was pain all the time. And I have pain all the time. I have nerve damage in my hand. As I mentioned to somebody the other day, it was, now I kind of joke, it's kind of funny, but you know, every once in a while I'll lose feeling in my hand, or it'll just twitch. Because I had this wrist fractured, and when they tried to do a neural block to kill the pain in the arm so they could do the surgery without putting me under, they screwed up something in there, and every once in a while it'll spasm. And the other day I was getting ice out of the freezer. I had my cup. I had this cup right here. And I filled it up partially, with 2 cans of soda, and then I dropped the ice in it a little at a time and stuff. Well, I was getting the ice out, and my hand just suddenly spasmed, and the ice went shooting across the kitchen, and this hand hit this cup right here, and soda went all over the freezer and all over the floor. It was funny. So I'm standing there like, what the hell just happened? My hand just went twitch. And every once in a while when I'm playing, sometimes you'll notice I screw up anyway. There's no doubt about it. I flub up all the time. But every once in a while I'll just stop playing because my hand does not work. My left hand. So I stop playing the guitar when I feel it, and it's just one of those things. We screw up playing anyway all the time, but I do. But every once in a while I'll just quit playing because it just has a mind of its own. You gotta laugh. Exactly. You gotta laugh at it. I was in a grocery store quite a few years ago, shortly after the motorcycle wreck, and I was getting some red wine. I was getting the tall, big bottles, right? And I grabbed 2 bottles out of the shopping cart to put them on the conveyor thing for the cash register, and this hand was fine. This hand just totally, I lost all grip. I lost all feeling, all grip, and the big red bottle of wine went down on the floor and crashed, and red wine went everywhere. It was like in slow motion almost, from my point of view. I was like panicked, and it just like splat. Red wine was all over the place. All over all the stuff that was on the side of the register, all the stupid stuff that they try to sell you. And all the way out into the next aisle, across the thing into the aisle. And they were so nice at the store. They're like, oh, no problem. We'll take care of it. And just give me another bottle. I'm like, no, that's okay. But it was horrifying. But you gotta laugh. But yeah, I have interesting stories about the motorcycle wreck and when it happened and how it happened, and I remember everything clearly. But what's really weird is I had a very sharp memory of the accident, but after I was in the hospital, because I explained everything, described everything to the policeman, to the people in the hospital and stuff, but after surgery, my memory was different. But I remembered telling people exactly what happened. But after the surgery and after the anesthesia, things looked different in my head. It was really weird. But yeah, I was awake through the whole thing. I was laying on the pavement after the wreck, and this arm was like bent like a banana right here, and this right leg was laying on the ground, and I tried to lift it, and all that came up was the bone sticking out of my out of my jeans. It's really kind of gross when you think about it, but it's kind of funny now. I laugh at it, but I lifted my leg, and the bottom part of the leg just stayed on the pavement, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And I was afraid that it actually had severed my leg completely. But weird thing, I was able to wiggle my toes, and I looked down and I could see my toes, and I was able to wiggle my toes, even though the leg. Anyway, it's really weird. We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna laugh at it right now because I'm not gonna go into detail. But yeah, I went on the way to the hospital. I asked the ambulance driver because I was hungry. I hadn't had anything to eat that afternoon, and it was getting late. I asked the ambulance driver to stop at a McDonald's on the way, and he said no. I said, dude, you suck. But anyway, so that's my show for tonight. I'm going to, speaking of food, it's after 8 o'clock here. I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate all your support, and yeah, I was telling everybody that night they sucked, because the policeman, when he came over and the guy was over here talking, he's like, hey man, this guy just T-boned me. It was actually his fault because he pulled in front of me. So he's like, hey man, this guy just T-boned me. And the cop comes down, he gets close to me, he goes, don't worry, I know it wasn't your fault, I know it was his fault. And I'm like, officer, will you shoot that man? He said, no sir, I can't. And I'm like, you suck. Right at the cop, and I said, you suck. So then I get in the hospital, and they have me laid up on this table, and since the bone was split, the muscles of the legs pulled up, so they had to get a bunch of guys to pull my leg. I guess what they call put it in traction or something. So they got these guys pulling on this leg, and they got these guys pulling on my torso, and they're pulling my leg out, and it was quite painful, I gotta say. So I was yelling at the biggest guy in the room, and I started calling him names, and I said, "You suck." And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get this big guy to knock me out." They wouldn't do it. I said, "Knock me out, dude." And he's like, "I'm sorry, I can't, sir." I'm like, "You suck." So they couldn't put me under. They couldn't give me painkillers until they were certain that I had no head trauma. So that was one of the worst parts about that. It's getting really warm in here. I'm going to have to turn everything off here. I'm going to roll the credits, play some music in the background while the credits are running. Let's do Adelaide. Is it there? Can I turn the audio on, please? Thank you. So everybody have a wonderful evening. Like I said, I'm not here tomorrow because I'm working an event. I am actually streaming live on YouTube for San Diego Inventors Forum. If you look up sdinventors.org on YouTube, sdinventorslive.org on YouTube, then you'll see the live thing. It's really probably boring. There's no music. It's not really entertaining. It's just people talking about patents and patent rights and patent laws and helping each other work together to try to make their inventions come to fruition. So that's basically what that is. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, but I will be back Friday. I was gonna try to do a live stream tomorrow before I leave, but I have to pack up some of my equipment, so I have to do a head count of all my stuff before I go. So I won't be here tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday, so come back. Weekdays, remember, live at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Sunday is noon to 3 Pacific time. Do the math. I'm not even going to help you out with your time zone. Just do the math. I'm tired. It's late. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I'm actually dripping sweat underneath this shirt. 4 computers in this room and all this equipment. It starts getting warm in here. Really warm. So enjoy. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks. Peace, love, and hugs. and harmony. Hey, can somebody roll can somebody put the ocean waves on? Thank you. Thank you very much. Ocean waves, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, we like the ocean waves. Thank you very much. Hey, can you turn the music back up, stupid? All right. Wait, Dr. Emmett Brown. What?
Yeah. He's never happy with anything. He's under a lot of stress. Is that thing okay? Yeah, it's okay. Right? Yeah. We're just waiting for him. Coming in here in a while, so yeah. We're good. Everything's set up. But you know, he's always got ragging on me, man. It's like, I don't know why he's always harping on me. I'm just trying to do my job, man. It's like, I know. I do my thing, and I do my thing, and I try to do it, and he gets all fussy with me. But, well, you know, I don't know. It's like, you know, he's not paying me that much. Waiting for my uncle, you know, when he had this job. I have free room. I'm just doing my thing. But, yeah, you know, you got a lot on your plate and everything. Well, I got, you know. What are you drinking there? Diet Coke? Yeah, me too. He's gonna get really pissed off when he finds out we're drinking it. Don't tell him, just don't say anything. But, you know, Stuart, you got a lot on your plate. You got all the computer stuff. You know, I just, you know, moved, I stick a camera, microphone. Oh, it's no big deal. Camera there and stuff, you know. Yeah. But, you know, you got all the computer stuff, you know, all the technical stuff and everything. But, well, you got all the brains of the whole outfit. Not really, no. It's kind of doing my thing. It's not that hard. Trying to be me. You know, trying to make him happy. It's not easy to do. Well, he's under a lot of stress. Oops. I guess. Okay. Stuart, we're gonna go. Yeah. Oh, all right. Great. Right. We better go. Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble.